So I got a local story. This is out of Lake Arrowhead up there, about 80 miles northeast of Los Angeles. This is Phil Helsel writing for NBC. So according to a claim filed with the California Department of Insurance on January 8th, 2024, a bear entered and damaged a 2010 Rolls Royce Ghost while it was parked outside of a cabin.
That's a car.
Yeah, that's a fucking badass car.
That's a very, very expensive car.
Ghost from 2010.
Yeah. Well, and the dates are kind of important, as we'll see in a moment. But yeah, it's a 2010 Ghost, not to be confused with a Wraith, which is another model of. They got all these spirit themed
Or
cars.
2008 Hobgoblin.
Rick Ross drove that one.
Say, T-Pain drives a 2013 Sea Banshee.
Dude, no.
No, he's got a 2012 Chimera.
So this car is parked out in Lake Arrowhead next to a cabin in the San Bernardino Mountains, and video was submitted to the insurance company that shows the bear entering the car. And there were also claims that two other cars that were parked at the same location also got damage done to them by this bear. So it's a 2015 Mercedes G63 AMG. I believe that's commonly known as a G-Wagon, and a 2022 Mercedes E-Class. And again, there's video of the bear doing this. It's pretty incredible. In the three videos, which appear to have been taken by a surveillance camera from an eave overlooking the driveway, the bear appears to swat at the dashboard, and two of the videos show it crawling into the back seat.
There's no honey in there, buddy.
Yeah. The three companies collectively paid a total of over $141,000 for the bear damage done to the three cars, but something was weird about the footage. It seemed a little off, and one of the companies reported the video to the California Department of Insurance. They showed the videos to a biologist from the California Department of Wildlife, and they quickly determined that the bear was actually a man in a bear costume.
Wow.
And the video is fucking incredible. I'll put it up on the Blue Sky and on the Twitter and all those places, because you could see the skin is so incredibly loose. It's like a grainy ass black and white video, but it is just so clearly a guy on his knees just clawing the inside of his own car.
So it was a guy who did it to his own car?
Yes.
Insurance
Oh.
fraud.
Yeah.
Insurance
Via
fraud.
bear costume.
See, don't buy a Rolls Royce you can't afford if you ain't got check Cadoo money.
I don't have Cadoo money.
You ain't got that kind of Cadoo cash, bro.
Yeah.
Cadoo coin.
We got to start that Cadoo coin.
So I put the video up just so you can see. It is
Wow.
obviously a guy in a fucking costume, because you could see like
Yeah.
A bear,
It's loose as hell.
a bear wouldn't be able to fit into this car.
no.
And
well,
a bear would know how to get around the car without
little
injuring
tail.
itself.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's fucking great.
Yeah, something seemed wrong when the bear put on his favorite music. When the bear put the seat in recline.
It seemed fishy when he answered his new iPhone 12.
Also, I froze it on this frame on purpose because I want you to notice that the claw marks there's
Very evenly
six.
spaced.
there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
Yeah,
claws, and
what the hell?
you will note that a bear, like a human being, has 5 toes and
Yeah.
not 6, so that is impossible. Also, they are perfectly evenly spaced, and
Just like a bear.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So Tim,
But they don't tear the seat.
No,
not
no,
enough to actually
Right.
tear the seat.
no, not at all.
Well, the North American car smasher is a specific kind of bear.
I love this guy's quote because you just think like this guy probably as a spokesman for an insurance investigation company, this is probably the most exciting thing that'll ever happen to him.
Oh, sure.
And he is so like just deadpan with his quotes. So Tim Daly, spokesman for the insurance department, said, quote, "The movements of the supposed bear were not convincing and the suit appeared to be ill-fitting, nor were the scratch marks and other evidence left behind in the vehicles consistent with those of a bear. A bear leaves behind a big mess. In addition, brown bears have not been seen in California for over a century."
Lead with the important part, bro.
Yeah.
Also, bears don't try to connect their Bluetooth.
So Ruben Tamrazian, 26 years old, Ararat Cherkinian, 39, Vaha Murad Iranian, 32. All these guys of Glendale.
All these Armenian guys.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Racism.
And Alfia Zuckerman, 39, of Valley Village, were arrested last week on charges of insurance fraud and conspiracy after executing a search warrant. And this is the best part. Detectives found the bear costume
They didn't even get rid of it.
in their home,
The smoking bear costume.
and they also found meat shredding handles, also known as meat claws.
Oh God, I've seen those.
There is there's the photo of the bear costume.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now, the confusing part is one of the meat claws, they bent back one of the claws so there'd be 5, which is how many fucking claws a bear has.
But not the other
But then
one.
the other one has 6. And you're like, did you not have... I get, like, up in Lake Arrowhead, there's not very much Wi-Fi, so maybe they were like,
Here's the
it's either
problem
5 or
with that
6,
photo.
bro. Yeah.
The claws they use to scratch up the car are next to the fake bear claws you wear on your hand.
Yeah.
Just put them where the fucking fingers are, dude. Like he had the tool to line the claws up.
It's just sloppy work.
This is not Kadu level work right
I
here.
know.
Whatever happened to having your friend steal the car and burn it, and then you just report it stolen?
Oh, yeah, well...
As
And
soon
then
as
your
you
friend
said,
has to change his identity and
Yeah,
move
what
to a
happened
different
to
state.
what happened to that?
You know, we talked about one of the all-time classic insurance frauds, that being the Bronx Rasputin, Michael Malloy, back in episode 419. But I decided, just in the spirit of this California story, to pull up some other fun insurance fraud cases just to share with you gentlemen. So
Yes.
tell me what you think. This is from Wishblog and Listverse. First up, Nicholas DePuma, a resident of Delaware, attempted a creative insurance fraud, but his major weakness was that he got too greedy. In his claim, which was accompanied by a very detailed story, which don't do that.
Is this the scammer T-Pain did the song with?
Yeah, maybe.
He's like, I've done songs with child molesters, scammers, puppeteers.
I watch like a lot of like murder shows, and the thing that those investigators always talk about, they're just like, it was too many details.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, you gotta like somewhere, you gotta find that Goldilocks
back.
zone of like, I don't know what happened.
like
and-
65% details.
yes.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like when you know
Pull back
someone's
the
telling a
rest.
lie. It's like, I remember because it was 4:23 p.m.
I was wearing my white Puma socks.
Right. I was probably about 3 miles away from where the incident occurred. Probably 3.6 miles away.
Had like 37 steps to go on my Fitbit.
So this guy claimed that while he was cooking on his wooden stove, a fire started and spread to some nearby pile of coals. And he explained that he scooped up the coals with a bucket, and in the heat of the confusion, threw the bucket out the door. And according to him, some of the coals landed on his sofa and another on his car, which was parked outside.
Wow, those seem suspiciously far apart.
Wow.
And in the end, he asked for compensation for both his house and the convertible parked outside. After law enforcement investigated the case, DePuma got insurance fraud charges and 5 years of probation. So this guy's story was that, first of all, he's cooking with a wooden stove and has a convertible. I'm
Yeah.
like, no. Guys who cook in wooden stoves do not have fucking convertibles.
No, some of them do. It's just a T-top. Like,
Yeah. And it's in a hauler in West Virginia. It's not in
Exactly.
fucking Delaware.
yeah.
Yeah. But also, yeah, that just he's got a bucket of hot coals and somehow one
But
spills on the couch.
how big is this like bucket of coals that it can go between the couch and the garage?
Right. This
That
is
was
also
just terrible planning on that guy's
Yeah.
part.
just burn it down. Just burn the car down. Don't try to get the house involved. Or just burn the house down. One or the other.
Always trying to put a new spin on an old thing.
Telling you. This one's just hilarious. This is from 2017. Jeffrey Stinroos. I don't know. We got weird names today.
Yeah.
So we got Checkadoo and Jeffrey Stinroo. Stinroos.
We're in the Kadu Stinroos paradox.
So Stinroos was an LAPD school officer. So you know how sometimes you'll you're doing something wrong in traffic and you see a cop and you almost shit your pants, and then it just says school officer or airport and you're like, fuck
You know when they need to beat up a child, this is the guy.
Oh yeah.
We had one at our high school, and his name was no shit, Officer Gurley.
Wow.
Ours was named Gorbit. Officer Gorbit.
Gorbit?
He had a dumb big head and everyone made fun of him.
Yeah, I was like, we were always like, you could go take Officer Gurley's gun and just shoot it in the air. He's not going to gonna stop you.
Damn. Ours was just Officer Jones. Nothing to nothing.
See, I never had
too
any
crazy.
of that. We just had a lunch lady named Flo who would try to like control the parking lot, but most of us she was cool with. She's like, go ahead, baby. We'd go smoke weed and then come back. She was fine.
She's like,
Flo was a cool ass lady, yeah.
Well, this is kind of out.
She's like, I got chicken sandwiches to make. I'm not fucking.
Well, this,
Yeah, she didn't give a fuck.
this is kind of out in your neck of the woods, Rez. This happened in Woodland Hills in
Okay.
2017. So one day,
I might have been there.
in 2017, Officer Stinroos claimed that he saw a guy breaking into cars, and he tried to stop him and was shot in the chest. And a bulletproof vest saved his life. The suspect, as according to Stinroos, and this was his description, a white man in his 40s. With a salt and pepper ponytail, blue jeans, and a black leather bomber jacket.
Why is that funny to you?
Because it sounds like a neighborhood tough from the 40s.
He just
It sounds
described-
like he should be singing over a burning fucking oil barrel.
You know who he literally just described? Terry Silver from Karate Kid 2. That's who he just described. That's
Yeah.
the exact look.
Yeah. I was going to say like Sam
Hard Rock
Elliott.
Cafe table for one.
This just sounds like the type of LA fashion that existed in 2017.
All
we
of
were
this
all
guy's-
here.
All of his favorite action movies are directly from 1982 to 1987, starring 4 people.
Yeah.
That's it.
Salt and pepper ponytail.
White T-shirt and jeans.
Yeah, he shot him on the way to see Judas Priest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like Tom Cruise, Van Damme, Steven Seagal, I think like Carl Weathers at one point.
Oh, yeah.
I want to ask him what the 80s in LA was like. I have questions for him.
It was cocaine.
I wonder
what I
how long
understand.
this guy had been a cop.
So, in quick response to the shooting, over 9,000 students were locked down in their classrooms without food or means of going to the bathroom, while thousands of LAPD school officers, sheriff's deputies, and regular beat cops conducted a massive 7 square mile manhunt of the San Fernando Valley.
I actually remember hearing like briefly about that story. Not that much detail though, but just briefly hearing about the schools getting shut down.
It's so fucking wild that, I mean, I guess it's not. It's completely understandable for...
It's a cop.
Yeah,
All
exactly. But you're like, fucking over 1,000 cops are looking for a shooting suspect, and the guy didn't even die.
All that because he just wanted like $100,000 from the insurance company.
Exactly, yeah. So traffic was backed up in all directions, and within a couple of days, city leaders were offering a $100,000 reward for the ponytailed suspect.
Like, dude, just go to a Whole Foods and find a divorced white lady in her 40s. Like, you'll get the same amount of money, and there's plenty of them in Woodland Hills.
What if the guy's like, I'm not letting go of this ponytail?
Yeah.
I like this ponytail.
So in the case that followed, Jeffrey was accused of shooting himself, insurance fraud, and planting evidence. He was sentenced to 2 years in jail in order to pay $309,000 as compensation. This last one, this one's just kind of fucked up, but I like it. So in 2004, Molly Daniels lost her husband Clayton in a car accident. It's terrible. The car crashed, it burst into flames, and charred the corpse in the driver's seat. However, the evidence didn't add up. There weren't any skid marks. The gas tank hadn't ruptured, and the fire didn't seem to come from the engine. Plus, the DNA from the pile of ashes in the driver's seat seemed to be from a woman. Also, investigators found positive evidence of lighter fluid originating from the driver's side of the car.
Wow.
So who did she burn?
Investigators knew that the fire wasn't an accident. As it turned out, Clayton Daniels was due to report to jail just 6 days after the incident, and he had a $100,000 life insurance policy. So this guy's already supposed to go to jail. And,
Okay.
and all of a sudden, very
He's
conveniently.
like, I'm Mr. Smart Criminal.
Yeah.
Let's fake my death. I'll be Jason Bourne.
Yeah. It was revealed that Molly and Clayton dug up an 80-year-old woman from a graveyard who had died
Okay.
6 months earlier, placed her in the car, and set the car on fire with the
Oh,
intention
man.
of running away with the insurance benefits.
Put a hat on her.
At that point, if I was like,
It looks real if you put a hat on her.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, there we go.
if I was the insurance company, I would have just given him the money. Like, they put in effort for that shit.
I mean,
I mean,
They
that's,
dug up an old lady.
that's some crackhead scheming,
Did
if
some-
I've
yeah.
ever heard of it.
Some Ed Gein shit.
What about the lady's
who are you
family?
hurting though?
They should have known something was up when a guy like this had a life insurance policy in any way, shape, or form.
What if the next day the lady's family was going to the graveyard to visit her because it was a special occasion for them?
It's her birthday or something.
And they just find an empty hole with a shovel in it.
A couple of empty Bud Light cans in there.
And what sucks is you can't be like, someone kidnapped her body to use it for an insurance scam. Your first immediate thought thought is somebody fucked grandma.
Yeah, it's like necrophiliacs.
Yeah.
This town's rampant with necrophiliacs.
Yeah, I mean, out of all the things you would think someone would do with a dead body, that's basically in the top 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Sure.
When you hear somebody stole a dead body, you're not like, oh, they're doing insurance fraud.
Yeah. Well, the top 3
Science
would be
class is
like
probably number 4.
fuck 'em, science class, insurance fraud, Jason Bourne. Those are the top
Satan
4.
worship. Don't forget about Satan worship.
Satan worshippers are ridiculous. Like, you're going to really worship somebody who lost a fiddle contest that he judged?
So Clayton was sentenced to 30 years, and his wife was sentenced to 20. So
That's a lot of fucking time.
I mean, they took
And he
up
was
a
probably
body
only going to
and
do
lit
like
a
make,
Who cares? They were already fucking dead.
I know.
but he was
30
probably
years for that fucking
it's
shit?
a guy
20
named
years
Clayton.
for that
It was probably a
fucking shit?
misdemeanor to begin with, and he was going to do like 6 months at best.
yeah, maybe.
Like, do your bid, man. You're fine.
yeah. So,
30 years.
That's
I'm with you.
insane.
That's pretty harsh.
That's insane.
To burn an already dead
well,
body?
they don't say what he was. How
Well,
long
you're
he was going to
desecrating a
jail
corpse
for.
is a big deal.
Yeah, they don't say how long he was going to jail for, too, when he.
But that's the
did
sentence
this.
for this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
That just goes to show you that people don't know how the justice system works in America. They're like, oh, you tried to fuck over an insurance company? 30 years in
yeah.
jail.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I should say, I'm all
You
for
quote unquote desecrated a dead body, which you can't desecrate a dead body.
They
It's
put it
fucking
in
dead.
a car crash, like burned it, and I love that you used quote unquote
Desecrated. I don't believe you can desecrate a dead body. I don't believe it. It's a dead body.
And that
Definitely
family has a
desecrated.
story now forever.
Yeah. It's fun.
Well, yeah, grandma's last ride.
Every year they get together in one wagon and they take the ride from grandma's gravesite to that tree. They do grandma's last ride.
They take a drive to the parking lot where the car was set on fire.
Dude, people fucking kill people and get less time.
Oh, yeah.
Like straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I
Fuck
should
these,
say.
fuck these jurors. Fuck this judge. Fuck
Yeah.
that grandma.
Listen,
I'm
Jake-
sure it was the family of the grandma being like, "We're so religious. We just want her body to rest peacefully."
Grandma got yanked out of heaven as a purgatory again.
Grandma, we're not gonna be able to see Grandma.
Jake from State Farm don't fuck around, okay?
The official position on this podcast is that you should fuck with corpses.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you do.
The key word being with.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, with. Not don't fuck on them.
Yeah. And I should say, I'm not against defrauding any large corporation. Just do it smart, you know?
Shit, what are you doing? Carter told me to fuck on some corpses.
You're like one of those crash test dummies and put a,
Did they just
Yeah,
put
there we
like
go.
a name tag on the guy that was like, this is whatever his name is, and
Yeah.
then just set the car on fire?
No, they threw his Arby's T-shirt on him from when he was fired.
They gave her a tattoo.
Brandine, I still got my Arby's polo.
Yeah.
Look, it's in my nice shirt closet.
There's the Woody Woodpecker tattoo.
That would have been great if they paid to tattoo this dead old lady's arms just to match his snake and shit.
That is, again, just give them the money. If they're willing to go that far, or just give them a job. These people have work ethic.
Some tattoo artists and fucking podunk towns like, well, I done worse.
Ooh, that's a fun movie idea. It's like the redneck Catch Me If You Can.
Yes.
Where instead of busting guys forging checks, is just like people doing petty scams.
And he's just
finding a
living
couple-
from meth house to meth
Yeah,
house
totally.
in a small town in the middle of nowhere.
A couple of grave fuckers just bouncing from state to state.
yeah. I got her believing I'm a doctor of chemistry.